Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. You might have noticed something. My introductory video I used this seamless paper, and I thought the brick fireplace was much more interesting. But you know what? Lining up the camera square with the bricks is kind of a pain. And I've had times when I thought I had it, and then I went to look at the video and I had to straighten it in Final Cut Pro. So I'm kind of thinking of going back to this permanently because it's easier. I do have the requisite colored lighting that you have to have if you're a YouTuber. Just kidding. Anyway, earlier, one of our cats was here, and if he comes back, he's been complaining about something. I don't speak cat, so I don't know exactly what he complains about, but he kind of yells. Generally, if I give him a treat or catnip, and it's probably he's asking for one of those two things, it shuts him up. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, just want to talk about the experience I had earlier this week. Of course, Monday here in the United States was a holiday, officially Columbus Day, but as more and more people call it, Indigenous People's Day. And funny thing is, I saw this tweet. Somebody tweeted out, "I'm going to continue to observe Columbus Day." And somebody responded by saying, "How do you do that? By getting lost in the grocery store looking for spices?" Anyway. Change. Some people just don't like it at all. But my wife and her sister had the day off, so they decided to meet for lunch about halfway between where we are and they are, northwest of the city of Chicago. And so I decided to drop my wife off at that restaurant and go to Deer Grove Forest Preserve, which is near Palatine, Illinois, and only about 10 minutes from the restaurant they were at. And I was just going to take a little walk, so I didn't really I didn't feel like taking a whole lot of equipment, and wasn't really going to have much time. So I took my G95, my Lumix G95, which is my kind of my everyday body and backup body and second body when I'm shooting an event, like I did last night. And so I had the 12 to 60 kit lens, the Lumix f3.5 to 5.6. And then also brought along the little 45 to 150 Lumix lens, which is also a kit lens. It used to be the GX85. You used to be able to buy that online with the little 12 to 32 millimeter pancake zoom lens. Also, actually very sharp lens. I was going through some images that I took with a GX85 and that lens, and I was thinking, boy, I forgot how good this lens is. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, you could get that lens with the GX85 and also the 45 to 150. You get that online for $500, which was a heck of a deal. And I actually told somebody about it, and they went ahead and bought it. We were really happy with it. But the GX85 evidently, it makes sense, has been discontinued, replaced by the GX9, and stock's running low. That deal's pretty much gone. I mean, they're bundled together, but it's several $100s more for that camera and lens combo, which I would simply not do right now. I think you'd be much better off getting a GX9 and buying lenses a la carte or finding used ones on eBay. Anyway, as an aside. So I go up to Deer Grove, and I park, and I get out of the car, and there are these two, there's a couple. I mean, they're a mated pair of Sandhill Cranes, and just walking around the parking lot, feeding, and really very tolerant birds. So I took stills and took video with this rather pedestrian combo, really mostly with the 45 to 150, which is a sharp lens, and of course, it's slow, not a lot of shallow depth of field, but I was surprised how well this did. The stills were really nice and crisp. I put one up on social media and people loved it. And I took video, and I had this camera set to just the whole area autofocus. And I tried tracking a couple times. It didn't seem to make much of a difference. So I kind of left it on the whole area, 49, I think, area, autofocus. And the video seemed to be fine. I mean, the G95 does not have the sophisticated animal detection that the G9 has, but it seemed to work pretty well. So anyway, I put together a little slideshow of the still images and some of the video of these birds. And, you know, these things are almost a meter tall. I mean, a big one. They're really big birds. Also, I feel like anybody who doesn't think that birds descended from dinosaurs, and you look at their feet, it's pretty obvious. But other interesting thing about Sandhill cranes is evidently they're one of the oldest known species. That there are fossils that are 2.5 million years old of Sandhill cranes, and there is one fossil that's 10 million years old and is either a Sandhill crane or something really closely related that maybe evolved into the Sandhill crane. So I find that, of course, with my biology background, I find things like that fascinating. So anyway, here's a slideshow. Have a look. I'll be back with a follow-up. So, Sandhill cranes at Deer Grove Forest Reserve. And by the way, Deer Grove is evidently the oldest Cook County Forest Preserve. So it was, I think we're fortunate, and people make jokes about Cook County and corruption. Yeah, we have corruption, but pretty much corruption exists everywhere. But the fact that people early in the history of the county had the forethought to set aside areas like this, because it's a rather large, I mean, it's a big preserve, and it's a very varied landscape. You know, we had glaciers here, so there's glacial features, and there's streams and creeks, so you can almost get lost in the place. Of course, approach patterns over going into O'Hare pretty much go away where you are, so you can find your way out. Anyway, well, thank you for watching. Please like this video if you found it interesting, helpful. If you have any comments or observations, please leave them below. And I'm Todd Banner. I will see you next time.